I choose you. Season 7's our destiny. Let's eat some Alolan food. I choose you.
Hello, and welcome to I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. My name is Jeremy Zielik. I'm the host and Alton Brown of the group. Joining me this week, as always, is...
your friend on this show, Ben Montoya.
Ian Davis, the big, bad wolf.
And coming to you next door to Margaritaville, it's Evan Aubrey.
Whoa, shit!
Ooh.
Oh.
So,
next door to Margaritaville.
It might as well be. I'm in
Are you
Palm
actually
Springs
next
right
door?
now.
Is it within
I'm pretty
walking
close.
distance?
I'm
Okay.
pretty close.
Okay, that's good.
I saw it. We were like driving. As soon as we got on the road from the airport, we were like driving to our place. I was in the driver's seat. I was driving around and I saw it out of the corner of my eye. I was like, Tori, get my phone and take a picture. I gotta tell everybody.
I thought you were like, oh, hold on, and you like did a Yui over the median.
Into oncoming traffic just so I can get a margarita.
Yeah.
Right.
And this is the Margaritaville Resort. This isn't just the restaurant. This is like you can
Right.
stay there.
I can live
Right.
there.
And you're not inside of it right now.
That's what I told Tori. Vacation ruined.
Well, so it's been a while since we've actually recorded, but one of the last times we recorded, we were talking about the Margarita Society. I feel like Margaritaville is probably like the most out version of the Margarita Society, right?
So do you think Margaritaville is it's like a normal government, and then the Margarita Society is the shadow government, the deep state that runs Margaritaville?
Yeah.
Yes.
They all wear like kind of tunics, but instead of tunics, they're like fluffy bathrobes.
Yes.
And they have like flip flops and yeah.
Yeah.
And every time that the Margarita Society spells out Margarita Society, all the G's are Q's, just to make the levels go deeper and deeper. They send out margarita recipes, and they're like secret messages.
I thought this was a QAnon joke.
It was a QAnon joke.
Oh, okay. Just making for sure.
But much like how Q sends secret messages via the tweets in Donald Trump's Twitter feed, the Margarita version of whoever that is and whatever that is sending messages out via recipes for new margaritas.
It's not you get a margarita and the little umbrella you have in it has a little tube that you can pop open, and it has a little note that you scroll.
Ooh, that would be good too, actually.
It's kind of like the people that put the different colored loofahs on their car. I'll just leave that one to the internet to know about.
Never heard of that one before.
Could we get
it's the swingers code.
Oh, okay. Let's go.
Okay, Evan.
What if we had James Bond, but instead of being really dashing British guy, he's a real parrot head. It's one margarita, shaken not stirred, and he does he gets his secret message in the umbrella. You know what I mean?
Well, I usually James Bond doesn't get messages in his martinis. He doesn't go to a bar in Monte Carlo.
That's what sets us apart, Jeremy.
Yeah, it's that. It's different,
but
though.
Better.
It's better.
Yeah. Does he just get super wasted and not able to complete his mission because he slams 4 margaritas in one sitting?
It's more like a kind of like a drunken master situation.
Right. Yeah. The more margaritas he gets, the more adept at solving the crime he gets. It's
he's not a detective. James Bond doesn't solve crime.
Really combining all of the genres for this Margaritaville hero. But I think the tension lies that you're there's no way you can possibly overcome this insurmountable challenge, but he does because he's drunk enough to.
Yeah, he's tied to a chair and a laser's coming towards him, and James Bond's like, "You've got me this time, Blofeld," and Blofeld's like, "Oh, any last requests, Bond?" And he's like, "How about 1 marg?" And he's like, "I can do that." And he's takes a sip, and it gives him the power. It's like Popeye.
Yeah, it's like Popeye. It's like da 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 da.
He hulks out of his chains.
Yeah, and his forearms get really big, and he punches him.
Who would be the ultimate margarita villain in the movie?
Oh,
Margarita villain?
Yeah.
Shit, this thing writes itself.
I don't know. It's probably like some like temperance leader who's like, we've got to reinstate the 18th Amendment.
Yeah, he's like a Music Man feller. He's like,
Mm.
that starts with P and that rhymes with margarita.
We've got to ban it.
We got trouble right here in Margaritaville.
A whole village of margaritas I cannot let this stand.
I do like the Popeye like influence, because then there's like a guy who's like, I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a cheeseburger in paradise today.
There you go.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! This does write itself.
A wimpy. Well, okay.
How did they think
first
about
was
this for
just
the
a
Margaritaville musical? Like, how did we make a better Margarita musical concept than they did?
Okay, all I'm saying to Jimmy Buffett, may God rest his soul, is that he did write a series of like spy novels.
Oh, this is true.
So
This thing writes itself.
and I think the information there is kind of informs the Margaritaville.
Margaritaverse.
Yeah.
Fuck!
the cinematic margarita
We're
verse.
gonna enter
God
the Margaritaverse.
damn it.
Forget Spider-Man. We're going into the Margaritaverse.
God damn it. Oh, this thing writes
Writes
itself.
itself. I do
live
want to
rent-free
point
in
out
my
that
brain
this started as a James Bond parody, and then we're like, okay, it needs a Music Man, it needs a multiverse element.
Can't help it when it writes itself. You know,
Yeah.
you have no control.
Popeye's there.
Well,
James
I do
Bond
wanna
never
say-
fought Popeye.
Yeah, I may not have a margarita in each hand, but what I do have for you lads today is one Sunny D vodka seltzer.
Yeah.
It's vacation. I
Whoa.
better do it.
The drink Ben didn't dare buy.
No, and honestly, Ben, I don't fault you, but I will say
Validated.
it's the closest thing I've had to Italian Fanta since I've been back in the States.
Oh.
But there's vodka in it, so like the flavor is very on par with like that or like Orangina, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, but
So
there's
is
vodka in it.
does it just taste like like sparkling Sunny D?
Sort of, but I think so. They say there's vodka in it, but I think it's just like a grain alcohol because it's only 4.5%.
Okay.
So
pretty low.
And it's definitely like you can tell there's vodka in High Noon or something because it doesn't. It's pretty flavor.
Right.
The alcohol's pretty flavorless. Like you just taste the flavor. This tastes like there's something in it. Like they spiked it.
Yeah, nice.
But,
So you're saying
I mean-
you're saying pretty bad.
Honestly, I'm gonna drink this whole 4-pack and not
Okay,
complain
pretty
about it.
Well, but you said it tasted like Fanta. I don't know which
Yeah.
one we want to go with, but that's not what Sunny D tastes like. Sunny D is orange juice.
Yeah, but this I think because they made this, because it's sparkling, it's a seltzer. I think that helps it. They lightened the flavor a little bit. So it's like they poured in some Sunny D, they poured in some seltzer, they poured in some vodka.
Okay.
Dilutes the orange.
So we just finished talking about James Bond, right? Are we
No,
recording again?
Sunny D seltzer.
Talking about Sunny D's nuts.
Sunny D's nuts.
What if we like?
Can
all
we
said
record
Sunny
it,
D's
Ben?
nuts?
Can we make sure we got that? Did we
Oh,
get
we
that?
got it.
Sunny D's nuts.
Yes, we did.
Can we all say it together in unison, and then that's
Okay,
how we
ready?
get back into it? One,
Yeah, ready?
2, 3. Sunny,
Sunny
D's
D's
nuts.
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 Oh god.
All right.
And we're back.
And we're back.
Did we? So we've been talking about going on vacation. That's why this episode's late. Why we didn't have an episode last week. I was on vacation. Ben was not. You're kind of on vacation, but you're just working in a different location. I would say it's less of a vacation in that regards.
Yeah.
So
It wasn't even a
of
staycation, which is the other vacation spectrum.
a specter of vacation. The specter of vacation is haunting Ben's life, and he hasn't been able to go on one recently. Anyway, so I'm gonna morph this section of LaCroix Boys, which is usually about what we're drinking currently. I'm drinking a sangria hard cider, which is always enjoyable. Obviously, nice. Evan has the Sunny D seltzer, but Ben, Ian, what do you have?
A limoncello LaCroix, it looks like, on the Ian front. And I'm drinking a Society Oktoberfest beer.
Oh, this is we already made jokes about this beer brand, but it's the Societe.
We do live in one.
Yes. Situation. But now I'm going to transform LaCroix Boys into, we have been traveling recently. Did you drink and or consume any interesting beverage items on your trips? Besides margaritas for
Well, I mean,
And
no,
Sunny D
for me,
seltzers.
margaritas and trash alcohol is what I've gone down.
Yeah.
That's about it for me.
I think what's happening here is Jeremy wants us to ask him, what
Jeremy.
unusual foods and drinks did you drink on your
Classic.
vacation?
I heard you went to Spain.
I did go to Spain. Now I've been there twice, so coolest man around. I did go to Spain. Here's the few things I'll point out on my trip to Spain.
You ate some
One.
freaky shit.
I don't know. I wouldn't say it was freaky, but here's the craziest drink. So in northern Spain, they make their own version of cider, and it like comes in a bottle, right? And but like a glass bottle, and it's not like me with my can right here, where I just like crack it open and start like chug chug chug, like whoa kind of situation. What you got to do there is you get a bottle, and it has like a little spout on it. And you get your glass, and then you get the bottle, and the bottle, you pour the cider into your glass, but you have to make it a really tall pour. So you have to like start pouring it, and then you have to lift it up like a foot above the glass to properly pour the cider into the glass, so that it aerates the cider as it hits the side of the glass. And if you don't do that, you're a fucking pleb, and you don't deserve your meal, kind of situation.
Does it actually affect the taste of it?
I don't know. Okay. But they say it does, and they insist that you do it, and I did.
When in Spain.
Yeah, they did it, so I didn't say no, and I did. First time I did it, I definitely spilled cider on the floor because I was like, and it was kind of like only half full, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna start pouring, and then it was like, oh, it's not coming out, and then you like tip it over more, and then like it comes out too fast, and you're like, oh shit, and then you just spill some. So that was a very classic situation. But when I was in San Sebastian, which many consider the greatest food city in Spain, they have a thing where there's in the Old Town district, there's a bunch of small like bars, and they have like their specialties, and you buy them, and they're small, they're very small bites. They're like a thing. It's like one piece of bread with one meat item on it, kind of situation, and that's what you eat. And perhaps the most famous one is a bar that serves anchovies, and you get a slice of bread. They have an anchovy on it, and then they put another thing on top of the anchovy. So I had an anchovy with salmon on it, an anchovy with tuna on it, an anchovy with coconut on it, and then the piece de resistance, an anchovy with blueberries on it, though technically it was a blueberry compote. So it was piece of toast, anchovy, blueberry compote, and it was really good. Highly recommended.
How was the fish on fish version?
It tasted good. Not gonna say it was bad, but I think it kind of like
You could say it was bad, Jeremy.
No,
You can, this is a safe space.
I'm not gonna say it's bad because it wasn't. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
But I preferred the non-fish ones to the two fish ones. Yeah,
Gotcha.
Are you, like, now that you've come back from that anchovy experience, are you going to turn into one of those people who, like, oh yeah, let's get a big pizza for the gang, and you're like, oh, I gotta have half anchovies.
There's anchovies.
Well, here's the thing: is anchovies in America, they're disgusting, and I hate them. Anchovies in Spain, they're delicious and delightful.
Grace is locked out of my house. I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right.
Nice. So it's one of those things where it's like it's a food item here where it's like super processed, doesn't taste very good. It's kind of slimy. You get it in cans. I'm sure here if you like fish some anchovies and you like properly like cured them and all that, it would be fine. But like if I go to a store and buy them, they would be bad, especially for this kind of situation. So wouldn't recommend that here. But if you're in Spain, they love anchovies. They are delicious. Highly recommend checking them out. Nothing else is like I would say weird, but we also went to this mussel store, and all they basically serve is mussels, and you just eat some mussels. You like eat it out of the shell, and they have like a big like not a pit, but like a trough beneath the bar where you just throw your mussel shells after you eat them You don't even like leave them on your plate. You're just like, oh, and then you
Nice.
throw them on the ground when you're done.
Like a crawfish boil or something.
Yes.
I missed like the first half of that, but I need to like zero in on the trough because it lends itself. It's almost like having a dry shower food.
Would you eat mussels in the shower?
I was about to say the only thing that would make this experience better for Ian is if there was a giant shower.
Well,
He just
'cause,
tosses them in the shower floor.
If you just have like a trough where you can put your food droppings or whatever, like so let's slop them up. Like you can be a little oinkster in there.
So I think you're overestimating how big this trough is.
How big?
It was only about like 8 inches deep and like 6 inches wide.
It's not a fucking trough. I couldn't even take a shit in there. You could.
I was gonna say it's not like when you go to a baseball stadium and you try to go to a bathroom.
No, it's not that big. It's underneath. So imagine you're like at a bar, right? And you're like leaning against the bar, and it's like where your feet are, and it's like a few inches off the ground, and you throw it in there. That's where the trough is.
Oh,
I see.
Did you think it was just like big in the center of the restaurant?
I wanted like
that'd be good.
Like imagine you're sitting at a round table with other people you don't know, and like it's just like it's like a moat where you
Instead of a lazy Susan, it's just a pit.
Yeah. Well, it's like a moat on the bottom of the bar where you can throw your mussels.
Jeremy, I will say that the mussel store would be a good name for a gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you talked about all they serve is mussels there. It's kind of like Machamp. Like,
That's kind of what I was
That's
thinking,
all he
yeah.
serves.
Yeah.
Is that
And
is
when-
that the new like it's giving? It's like it's serving.
Yes.
Oh, people have been serving for much longer than they've been giving. I'll tell you that much.
But yeah, so that's I would say those are the most kind of like distinguished food items. I wasn't able to go, but I heard tell of a cheese caves in the mountain, which are caves where they keep their cheese
Not
to
where the
ripen.
cheese grows. Oh.
Yes.
Sounds like a fucking gnome or something.
Tell me these riddles 3 to get your
Yes.
cheese from my cave.
Yeah, and they have to every 3 days they have to go to the cheese cave to turn their cheese. So
Yeah, that's it's giving gnome, I have to say.
It's
you
serving
should
gnome.
tell them that, Ben. You should go to the cheese cave proprietor and be like, it's very gnome of you to have a cave filled
Gnome-ass
with
shit.
cheese. Yeah,
Very gnome
good
core.
job,
yeah. That is their job, is to turn cheese in their cave.
and it's good.
Yeah, the
It's
cheese was
good.
pretty good. I can't deny it. So yeah, those were my funny food items. Anything else we want to touch on here?
No.
Okay.
I'm just glad that you got some more international cuisine to share with the show. I think that every time that you go on a travel, you bring that much more culture to this comedy hour, which
Yeah.
we're going to need as much as we can get. So
As much culture or as much comedy.
both.
Let's see what else. It's fucking Halloween season. Got any spooky spooky things? We got a werewolf Pokemon this week, so
Oh, don't
that's
you
Let's
know it?
go.
yeah. Have you seen like any spooky movies? Has there been a spooktacular in your town? Have you gone any haunted hay rides? Anything like that?
There's been a
or-
significant lack of spook in my life this month.
Yeah. I've been reading some scary books, but that's probably the extent of it.
I
Yeah.
don't want to alarm any of our listeners or like keep them from being able to sleep. I know people like to listen to the show while they sleep.
It's about to get you're about to have a fucking nightmare
Yeah,
listening to
you
I
have
Choose
some
You right now.
Fucking fucked up dream. Ian Davis, the Dream Master over here. Freddy Krueger.
I did buy a tiny pumpkin from Trader Joe's to put in my house.
Add it to the gourd list.
Yep.
One more gourd.
That's terrifying.
Put it up on the gourd.
Does it have? Did you like put some googly eyes on it?
I'm not a freak, Jeremy.
I'm not that
Face.
fucked up.
It's the face of God. I'm not going to defile it. Okay.
So
Isn't that what we do every year?
Yeah, we defile the face of God when we carve our jack-o'-lanterns.
Yeah.
Well, I think that we need to prepare this Halloween season by diving in headfirst into cooking and eating this week's Pokemon, which is Lycanroc. It's a werewolf, except it doesn't turn into a person.
Right.
Once a wolf, always a wolf.
Yeah, it just becomes more like Anime Boy as the night goes on, a kind of situation.
Kind of interesting. It's giving werewolf, but it doesn't actually transform into anything.
It just gets longer hair.
Right. Well, and I think actually the forms, it doesn't like change form, like the same one doesn't evolve into different forms. It evolves into the form it becomes depending on the circumstances of its evolution. Like it's kind of like one of those ones. Mm-hmm. So I guess the one that's only like really like a werewolf is always going to be that werewolf.
I will say midnight form is very like Sonic the Hedgehog to me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, could see it in that world.
Well, Evan, I'm going to lay down some facts for you, which is that
please.
Sonic the Hedgehog became a werewolf in a video game. In the 2008 video game Sonic Unleashed, the Unleashed of the title refers to the fact that he gets turned into a werehog. And then he has to, like, punch people with his werewolf powers at night. It's like just a shitty God of War clone. That game's not very good. But
I kind of like that in that way of making Sonic transform a la werewolf. They're like using hog as like the operative word at the end. Like
werehog.
It kind of makes it sound like he's transforming into a more swine-like character.
Yeah.
A more porcine
away
figure. Yeah. Well, I look, Ben, I don't think they, except for the Archie comics, which have a very thought out and considered lore for their like 200-page run. I don't think Sonic is a very consistent story.
Oh.
He likes chili dogs. He loves his friends.
What more could you need, Jeremy?
Yeah, that's it. That's all that life is asking from you. But will our Pokemon this week like chili dogs, or will we turn it into a chili dog? Probably not. But we have, let me tell you about the main section of I Choose You. Each week, we randomly select a new Pokemon to cook and eat. We then discuss amongst ourselves the recipes we have brought to the table, and we decide which one is the most delicious and delightful through a very democratic manner. And then we vote, and then a new champion is crowned each week. That's this week's Pokemon's Lycanroc. I don't remember who won 2 weeks ago, because that was 2 weeks ago. It might have been Ben. It might have been me. I don't remember.
I think it was you. I think you won.
I did. You know what? You're probably right. I'm going to say that is. So let's just say, Ben, why don't you start this week's recipe roundtable?
All right. So I, wanted to. I really like the transformational aspect of werewolf stories in general. Mm-hmm. But I was feeling like a little bit like I didn't know how to approach that in a food context, outside of every time I guess you cook, you're like transforming it in some sort of way. But I also
every food is a werewolf then, because you like turn like a bunch of like eggs into a cake or something.
Is that the Smashing Pumpkin sequel? Like every food is a werewolf.
I mean, well, so I guess that's not necessarily true. I'm just the transformation is there, but a werewolf implies that you transform back into the original form.
Yeah,
too. Like you go back and forth.
Famously, you can't put food back the way it was beforehand.
Exactly. So I don't know how much this really applies anymore. I'm just sort of like going for it. You know what I mean? Like I'm just saying words.
But what if it's like a moon-based food because they love the moon so much?
Like a moon pie?
Yeah.
Oh.
Is
Did
that
someone
your
do a
recipe,
moon
Ben?
pie?
That would have been pretty good. Nope.
No.
Because I didn't.
Okay. Well.
Okay. Well, I don't know where this is going, but anyway, what I wanted to do, or what I wanted to say, is that I don't necessarily want to use Lycanroc for its meat. And instead, this phrase came to me that then turned into the inspiration for my recipe. We've talked about like stone soup on this show famously
of course.
before. And so for me, my eyes started to think in that realm and really zero in on the rock portion of Lycanroc.
As it should.
And so I was thinking maybe we could make a soup using a Lycanroc, which would be a rock that you could lick and get some flavor from.
So it's like a salt lick.
Yeah.
Much like a salt lick.
Okay. My good old Lycanroc.
Exactly.
You go back to your cabin, you're like, well, boys, gotta head over to the Lycanroc for dinner tonight. Is this kind of like a this is for the old heads out there, a crave that mineral situation?
I think that it's kind of like the kind of thing where like you're an old cowboy, but you always, carry your Lycanroc to like make the soup or whatever you're making that night like taste a little bit better. So it's like a la stone soup. You throw in the Lycanroc and into your broth, and you like cook it with it. But unlike the stone soup, it actually gives it flavor, and it isn't
good.
like a childhood story that you tell to like make everyone feel good about each other, and like there are no poor people or something like that.
This is a very selfish story. This is my Lycanroc. I only put it in my soup, so it tastes better for me personally.
I don't want your Lycanroc in my soup.
Yeah, you licked it so much.
Yeah. Anyway, so the concept of a Lycanroc came up, and I was like, okay, I'm going to use that. I'm thinking that for our Lycanroc, we can just chop off the paws of our Lycanroc, and that those will have good mineral, salty flavor to them that we can use for our soups. And then the final twist of this is that I was thinking we could use this Lycanroc to make a miso Lycan ramen soup. So to do that, I found a recipe to make miso ramen, and for that, you're gonna want to you're basically gonna be using your Lycanroc as like a big slab of miso that is just gonna like cook around in your stew for a while. So you're gonna cook garlic with your little Lycanroc in there. And you stir around for a little bit. You're going to add some coconut milk and some chicken stock over that, so it all starts to kind of mix together. Stir in some soy sauce as well, and bring that to a simmer. Obviously, you've got your other kind of like ramen goodies that you want in there, like your egg and your fish cake, your noodles, of course. Maybe some spinach and some mushrooms and a little bit of tepig pork belly, prepared lovingly with some like nice like marinades beforehand and like a good sear on either side. And then you're just gonna let that cook for a while until it gets that nice salty miso-y broth flavor. You're gonna drain out. You're going to transfer it to your bowls, and you don't want to include your Lycanroc at that point. The Lycanroc has done its duty, and you go ahead and wash that off and save it for the next time you need it.
Lycanroc.
Maybe give it a lick just to like kind of test that you got the right flavor in your broth, but then set it aside again.
Does your rock change flavor?
Well, it was just cooking with a bunch of bunch of broth. So like, you just like give it and then you're like, that is a real good one. And then you wash it and put it away.
A real good one. Question.
That deal did go through. Yeah. Exactly.
Is a Lycanroc like a salt lamp?
Like a salt lamp?
Yeah.
It'll get rid of all the bad juju.
Yeah.
So the thing that I was thinking is that if it sounds aggressive when you say like chop off the claws or pads of the Lycanroc. That sounds like you're really debilitating it. But the thing is that it does grow back. So that's where you can feel.
Rocks work?
Yeah.
The rocks grow back.
They grow back. You've been into a cave and they're like, you can cut down these stalactites. They'll just grow back in a month.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely
salt.
what they say.
Salt crystals grow under the right conditions. So,
Like a full moon.
exactly.
Oh, there it is.
Exactly.
The greatest conditions for salt, a full moon.
But yeah, that's my recipe.
Nice.
Love it.
All right. Let's say, Ian, you're next.
All right. So, I wanted to like also get a play on the transformation bit, like Ben was alluding to. So, what I have for you is not a meal, but a snack. Lycan Pocky Takis.
Ooh.
Check this out.
Interesting.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna have to edge you guys on this one. I'll come back to my recipe because
Oh, don't leave me hanging.
Okay.
because I found this terrible wiki that I have to read to you.
Oh, good.
Because I'm the big bad wolf of this episode.
Oh, yeah, sure.
course.
Oh,
Which, of
so you
course-
looked up like the wiki on this character?
Yeah, well, which is extensive. The Disney big bad wolf is like he's got
yeah.
some lore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He blew
But-
their house down.
Rather than give you something people might actually want to learn about, I have to talk to you about Wolf W. Wolf, the tritagonist of Hoodwinked,
Oh, yeah.
which we've
Hoodwinked.
talked too much about on this show already. But
Ben, do you know what Ben? Do you know about Hoodwinked, right?
I do remember this vaguely. It's like that animated movie from like the mid 2000s that was like, it's Little Robin Hood and wait,
What is
no,
it?
Little
What-
Red Riding
again?
Hood.
The second time on the show
It's
you've
Little
done that.
Robin Hood. He's short this time.
And like
He steals from the
Granny's
tall
there.
and gives to the short.
God damn it.
sorry, Evan. So you might be asking yourself, like, who sat down and wrote the Hoodwinked wiki? And I
Yeah.
think the question is a robot, because
Oh no.
let me just read you this part of this paragraph. Though known as, quote, Big Bad Wolf, he is neither so big and neither so bad as it would seem at first sight. Wolf can look quite uncouth, dry, and blunt. He is sarcastic, and he often comes up with witty remarks.
No, he doesn't. I've seen this movie. It fucking sucks.
Though being quite clueless with a comic relief at times, Wolf can be fairly smart and resourceful when things go wrong. Moving on. Wolf is actually a very determinate, bold, and good guy from the bone, with a heart on the right side, willing to help and protect the others, including saving Red, helping to rescue her granny, saving the situation, and eventually making the happy ending.
Do you think
made
real
it.
quick? Do you think instead of maybe the opposite of Bitcoin mining, where like there's no benefit and it still harms the environment, they're just someone using like a Chat GPT bot to write pointless wikis, like in a warehouse somewhere?
I mean, surely, like, that is what AI should be used for and not making art, right?
Right.
Of course.
Filling
Yeah,
out
don't steal our
Hoodwinked.
jobs. You can take our wikis, but don't take our
Yes.
jobs.
Yeah, right. We need robots to write the Hoodwinked fan wiki. Look, we can't go into a Hoodwinked rabbit hole. We've talked about it before too many times, but this, as faithful listeners will know, this is one of the first movies I saw as a child, and I walked out of the theater knowing it was bad. I was like, that was hot shit. Why did you take me? To my parents. They're like, I didn't actually say, I didn't swear at my parents.
This is hot shit.
Yeah.
Well, Jeremy,
I threw popcorn at the screen. I was like, this fucking sucks.
Jeremy, I do have two pieces of trivia that I think that's really gonna turn you around on this.
Will it
All
make
right,
me
let's
like
go.
Hoodwinked?
Yeah, check. All right, here's one. In Hoodwinked, Wolf is one of Red's friends,
Wow, what trivia.
Got him.
and you'll especially like this one. In Hoodwinked 2, Hood versus Evil, Wolf's house has multiple pictures of Red, including the one of her spraying him with Wolf Away. It is unknown how he took the picture. This could be evidence that Wolf has deeper feelings for Red.
What?
Show me that Rule 34 hoodwinked art.
Oh, no.
Who is regulating the trivia section of this page too? Because one is a seemingly obvious thing and the other one is clearly like a fan theory. So That's interesting. I guess
really
maybe
makes you-
we've gotten to the point where robots are like
More man than
contributing
machine?
members to the fandom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they can really shape the fan experience.
Look, maybe I'm out of it. Maybe I've lost touch with the children and with the cultural commentary at large, but I was just scrolling through some Hoodwinked related items. Apparently, Hoodwinked has a robust 3.2 average on Letterboxd, which isn't that bad. Like,
Robust.
yeah, that's
Maybe-
like that's like better than like the last few Marvel movies or like the last Star Wars movie. Like people are like, yes, Hoodwinked, what a great film. All I remember is like it just looks like absolute dog shit. It's like one of
Yeah,
the
it
ugliest
really
movies
looked
ever made.
bad. Maybe it's one of those things though, Jeremy, that you're like, as a kid, I didn't get it, you know, but now as an adult, like you
No,
can fully
I got it
understand.
as a kid. It's like, oh, it's a detective story, but they're using fairy tale characters. And
No, but now you
people-
love Columbo.
Yeah,
So
I love Columbo since I was
Slippery
in the
slope.
womb.
Yeah. You were born, and then like he's like, "Oh, meet your new baby," and your mom holds you, and you say, "One more thing."
oh,
Yeah.
but one more thing.
I came out with the womb with a cigar.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, look, Ben, people online, they're always like, oh, this is Marvel humor. Oh, that happened or whatever. This shit was going on for so long, and it's all in shitty children's movies from the mid 2000s. That's really what we should be mad about. Is that like that's 100% where that stuff comes from.
Well, what you're not going to be mad about is me going back to my recipe now.
Absolutely not.
We got Lycan Pocky Talkies. So here's my pitch. We're familiar with Pockies
Of course.
Yep.
as a concept. It's a stick that's usually made out of wheat, and it's dipped in chocolate.
Yep.
Yep.
That is one way of saying it.
If I haven't sold it to you yet,
Kids are gonna love it.
All right. Okay. Take 3.
Okay,
sync.
hold on. We need to do a count off. 1, 2, 3. D's nuts.
nuts.
Nut button.
Yo,
All right.
Ben, we need the nut button.
All right.
So
Ian, tell us about your recipe.
yeah, man, ChatGPT could if you're gonna talk like that. Yeah. Anyway, getting back to my recipe. Pocky is the wheat sticks. They're thin. They're dipped in chocolate or strawberry or whatever, like many flavors they have. Here's the concept. I want you to picture this. All right, you're on a hike, and you're like, oh, snack time. You pull out your Pocky container. You peel off the lid. It's got the sticks, right?
Mm-hmm.
But instead of and they're blank sticks, I should say. You guys have seen like the ones where you dip them yourself, like they make you do the work.
Yeah.
Do they make
Pocky?
Pockies like that?
Yeah.
Really?
Are you,
Yeah,
are you
they're
thinking
fucking-
of pixie sticks?
No,
Fun
Not,
dip.
not pixie sticks.
my
Fun
kids
dip.
fucking gobble these things down.
Really?
Yeah. One side for my recipe is the chocolate. The other side is Taki dust.
Ooh.
Whoa.
So you can transform the stick into either chocolate flavor, and it's going to have the brown white combo of the midday wolf,
Of course.
or you dip it in the Taki dust and you get the orange white combo
Oh.
of the other forms. Okay.
Whoa. I like that.
So you take the Lycanroc and I don't know, extract it, break it down, whatever verb you want to use.
Do you think it has your favorite thing, like a castor sack, like a beaver?
No, we're not digging into its asshole like we
Okay.
have other Pokemon.
Thank God.
I'm
Spare
thinking
me.
more like, because this thing's
Okay,
100%.
Ben, you said thank God, but I just want the listeners to know that there's a whole very strong fan fiction community built all about werewolf assholes. Continue.
Oh, I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing the Twilight movie and thinking, God, I want a chance at Jacob's caster set.
Yeah.
Oh no.
He doesn't turn into a beaver though. He turns into a
Evan, look, take that to the sticker factory. We're whipping up a new.
Nope. Hard pass.
No, what we're gonna do is this thing's 100% rock type. Like, there's no normal type. There's nothing in there. It's just rock.
Right.
So I'm thinking like maybe we extract its minerals and like infuse that in the sticks, in the wheat sticks. So it's like, it's got the vitamins that plants crave. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
So it's like maybe it's a whole wheat stick. It's a little health minded because you're on your hike, but then you do just dip it into the chocolate and taki dust. Like your body is a dumpster.
Yeah.
Well, look. When you're hiking, you kind of split the difference between foods that have, protein and like electrolytes, and then foods that have like a lot of sugar and calories.
Right.
So I would say a taki in this situation is probably a decent hiking snack.
I agree. So that's my Lycan Pocky Taki.
Oh,
I like that.
Did you associate this because in the mid 2000s, like all the anime weebs were like rar furry people, and then they liked eating pockies?
My brain didn't immediately go there. Really, I was like, all I could think was like lichen cock, and I was like, I can't do that. What else?
All I could think.
What else rhymes with it?
Well, I approve.
I
That
really
sounds
like
fun.
the choices though that you're providing. Sweet, savory. I mean, you choose your own adventure.
Exactly.
You choose you.
This just gives me big like early 2000s dippable candy vibes, like the baby bottle pop that you'd flip upside down, or like Fun Dip or
Fun Dip. Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely.
All right.
And again, a Lycanroc is the we're licking here,
We
which
love
I
licking.
appreciate.
We love licking. Evan, what do you have licking for us today?
Well, so what I have for you is I honestly, as I was looking at Lycanroc, couldn't bring myself to eat it. Like we've managed to eat regular rocks.
Right.
This is no regular rock. This is just a werewolf that claims to be rock type.
Okay, so do you shave it and it's a rock underneath it? Like where's this rock coming from? It looks like just a regular
know.
flesh being.
Exactly. That's what I'm getting at. So
True.
maybe it just likes to eat rocks or something of that nature. And so what I'm proposing is some food for your Lycanroc. Also in the spirit of Halloween and the werewolfiness. So what I give to you is the Midnight Delight Werewolf Kibble.
Nice.
And this werewolf kibble is classic, like, Halloween snack for the kiddos kind of deal. The description here is: hungry little werewolves prowling around your kitchen. Satisfy their sweet tooth with this homemade werewolf kibble. They'll be howling with delight. So,
I love to think of the person who refers to their children as werewolves.
yeah.
A werewolf.
These fucking menaces just in your house, just hungry.
Well, you got.
Give 'em
What
this
if
to
you
shut
got
'em
like
up.
a teen wolf in your family?
Oh,
That's a good point.
True.
I mean,
Great point.
yeah. So all I'm saying is that it takes all kinds.
So what is in this werewolf kibble, you might be asking? Well, there's chocolate chips, there's some peanut butter, some butter, Cocoa Puffs cereal, some confectioner sugar, peanut butter chips, pretzel sticks, almond slices, and red M&Ms. And so what you're going to do is just take your chocolate chips, peanut butter, and just kind of like microwave it until it's a nice, like, thick, creamy, like Reese's-like mixture, basically. And then you pour the cereal into like a bowl. You pour your chocolate mixture over that, so it's kind of coated and kind of gives it like a it's like a chocolate Rice Krispie, but no marshmallows. So it's just like all the cereal covered and connected with chocolate. And then you just let that kind of sit for a little while and set. And then you shake over some powdered sugar on top of that. And then as it's not quite set, but like still moldable. You get some of your peanut butter chips, some like pretzel sticks you can like kind of break apart, or if you want to be really cute and like shape it like a paw, and then you use the pretzel sticks to make it look like claws, right?
Oh yeah.
Yep. And then your red M&Ms, and you just kind of like squish that all together in these little balls.
Whoa.
So can you put it in like a dog bowl and give it to your children?
You could. not gonna stop you.
Do you think my children would like that?
Probably.
Your hypothetical children.
Hypothetically, if I had 2 children, and I'll call them like Dennis and Charlene.
Menace.
Yeah, one is Dennis, one is Menace. And with their powers combined, they're a terror to the neighborhood. But separated, it's kind of like a light, dark yin yang situation.
Right.
Yeah. And you feed them both out of dog bowls.
Yeah.
But not after midnight.
No. Well, it's like that episode of The Simpsons where they find he has an evil twin living in the attic, and you see Homer just walking up with a bucket of fish heads to feed the evil Bart twin in the attic. That's what my children are going to be like. I'm very excited for that. Or can we trick-or-treaters? They're like ding dong, and then you have like a pet door, and you like push out a dog bowl full of werewolf treats. And you have to be like, you have to eat them now.
Eat this, you fucking animals.
Yes.
Oh my god.
You get like a big group of trick-or-treaters, and you're like, all right, follow me out. And you're like in your like overall bibs, and you've got like your big bucket of candy slop, and you you slop it down into the trough for them.
More troughs.
The Halloween
makes a comeback.
Yeah. Halloween's really about troughs.
Yeah, we need more trough-based holidays.
Trick or troughs.
Yeah.
Oh.
God, you know when you're like local, like a church or elementary school has a Halloween fair to like raise money, it's like a donations program. They need trick or trough. They need just a big fucking trough, and it's like 80% candy corn because that's like the base, like the broth. Kind of situation. And then you just like grab the candy out of there from the trough. And
It's really a multi-use thing. You can bob from the trough. You can there's candy in the trough.
Yeah,
it's like it is like bobbing for apples. But like who's the biggest pig at the snarfing contest? You know.
So yeah,
one of the parents may have mistaken it for a bathroom.
Yeah.
Where are you guys at picturing
troughs?
yourself as a kid? No, we're setting the troughs aside.
Okay.
But they'll be back. Surely.
Okay, thank God.
First as like childhood experience, but then like now as like a reasoning adult, homemade snacks for trick-or-treating gifts. Like
you don't buy candy, you make your own candy. Like this is a fudge I made.
Right, here's the werewolf kibble. Like, as a parent, I think I'd be like, oh, we don't want that. We don't know you.
Well, I guess it kind of depends on the context, because there's also states that have made it illegal for you to do that also.
I remember trick-or-treating as a child and getting like popcorn balls from a person, and that was fine. And I think it's fine now if that's what you want to do, or it's
just check it for razor blades.
Yeah.
That's all I ask.
Well, I will say razor blades have never been found in trick-or-treating candy. It's an urban legend. That's a fun fact for you.
Well, Jeremy,
but if you trust that homemade candy,
then it's going to be filled with razor blades. But yeah, I think like if it's like a popcorn ball, or maybe I don't know, a Rice Krispie treat, that's probably fine. You know, that works
it
out
is
pretty
weird though. I mean, if you went to like a Halloween party and there were just brownies out and about or something like that, you know, homemade treats, you wouldn't think twice about eating it. But just the idea of a person handing it out at the door makes it seem a little more like risky for some reason.
Well, unless it's wrapped, you have to put it like in a sack, and that's probably not gonna like go well. You know what I'm saying?
Brownie right down the pillow.
Yeah, right in the sack.
Hope you don't like
that's true.
Fudgy.
Yeah,
I guess that's true, because when you're at a party, you just kind of take it, you put it on your little plate, like that's kind of like your.
Well, you put it on a plate. You don't just go straight from the dish.
I guess if you're a kid,
mouth.
you probably just go like plate to mouth.
Yeah,
kind of.
Trough to mouth.
You stick your trough to mouth. You just stick your hand right in there, and then you grab like the middle of a cake and then put it in your mouth.
It is an interesting question. Because I was going to say, I really like your recipe, Evan, because I feel like it's the most, like, we've been feeling not so spooky. You're bringing us right into the season with this, like, homemade spooky treat.
Yeah. I'd make it for y'all at a Halloween party. I would not, being someone with no kids, the other side of it to me is, like, if I had kids, I'd be like, oh, I'd make this. This is fun for my kid. But I don't have, like, I have no stake in these children that come to my door. So, like, who are you to get, like, homemade goods from me? Like,
that's true.
Those sold-out shit. I don't know.
Don't they know who we fucking are? We're culinary experts. Bobby Flay ain't making shit for the kids.
That's true.
Yeah. Do you think Bobby Flay was like, I challenge this 12-year-old to see who can make the best, like, caramel apples or whatever?
He probably would. He's such an asshole.
It'd be more like, this neighborhood is known for giving out the best treats, so I'm gonna challenge them, and I'm gonna make my own treats to give out to the kids, and it's like apple slices or something, and the kids are like, this is dog shit. We like that.
Bobby Flay.
Trough down.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's move on to my recipe, which I thought was clever and cute and also Halloween related. As we know, Lycanroc, werewolf, Halloween's right around the corner. It's a mere 2 weeks away. So what I decided is we're going to make some Lycan chocolate bars, but they're actually not chocolate. They're Kit Kat bars. And we're going to do the 3 types of Kit Kat bars, which is white chocolate Kit Kat bars for the midday one, milk chocolate for the dusk one, and dark chocolate for the midnight one. And they're going to each have different wafer types inside. So during the day and dusk, it's going to be the vanilla wafers, which is standard for a Kit Kat bar. But when we get to midnight, it's going to be a chocolate wafer in a chocolate coating. So it's like extra chocolatey. And what we're going to do for our wafer, how am I going to incorporate the Lycanroc into these wafers? I actually don't really have a great idea for that because it's just like just like chocolate and wafer bars. So let's say we'll go to the Lycanroc, and they probably have some like special like werewolf powder we can like shake off of them in these situations to make to give our Lycan chocolate bars that extra zing. So we go up to Lycanroc. We're like, oh, come here, and then we like ruffle its fur a lot. And
is it like dandruff?
Yeah, sure.
It's pretty presumptuous of you to assume that the werewolf power and powder lives on the outside of the Lycanroc as opposed to like the teeth, which is canonically how werewolf powers are transferred.
Mm-hmm. Okay, how about this? It's a rock, right? So what I'm going to do? I'll take its tail, which is a rock, and then we'll get the mortar and pestle. And first we'll get a big hammer and smash it, and then and then we'll get the mortar and pestle and like break it up into smaller crumbly bits, and we'll put the associated crumbly bits of each of the 3 types of Lycanroc into the 3 different types of Lycan chocolate bars, which again are like Kit Kat bars. Lycan chocolate Kit Kat bars.
This is like the worst dog to pet.
Because it's a rock?
If it's all rock, like, no thanks.
Do you think you look at it and you're like, oh, how cute, and it has like fur or whatever, and then you touch it and it's just rock?
Yeah, that's a disappointment.
Like all of its hair is rocks.
Just like Taylor Lautner.
Pure rocks. How do you guys feel about the fact that Taylor Lautner married somebody named Taylor Lautner?
Perfect.
What?
Made for each other. Wait, really?
Yes.
Huh. I did not know that.
Easiest name change ever.
Yeah.
In an ideal world, no offense, Evan, you would like find your like life partner and they are exactly the same name as you, right? Like somewhere there is another Ben Montoya that's like meant for Ben, right? Like
I guess
statistically there has to be. There's 7 billion people.
I mean, I guess it's one way to find your person is just to like Google your name and see who else is out there.
Very neat.
I do really like your recipe, Jeremy. I do have to push back on one thing, which is that there's not just 3 flavors of Kit Kats. There's like
a million.
Hundreds.
I know there's Japan? More, but I was like, I know that there's like white chocolate, milk chocolate, dark chocolate Kit Kats, and those are the type of flavors I'm wanting to emulate here. Can't make,
Totally.
I'm not going to make hundreds of types of Kit Kats. Again, going back to Evan's point, these are like candies you could hand out on Halloween kind of situation.
Right.
But I'm thinking this is more of a party type. This goes into the candy trough kind of thing.
And I'm not trying to discredit you. I think it's a great recipe. I just wanted to maybe like elevate some of the credit of the Kit Kat company, which is that they make a bunch of crazy flavors that I remember seeing in bodegas when I moved to New York. One of which that stood out the most was the matcha green tea.
I was just going to say, where's the matcha green tea type Lycanroc?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different kind of lichen.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe we'll make it like the according to the internet. There's purple yam flavored Lycanroc, so it's like a unusabi. What is that? That's not ube. That's what it is. Roll.
What the fuck?
We also have just a jelly bean as a flavor. So if you want your Kit Kat to taste like jelly beans, that would be.
Are
good.
you serious?
Yes.
What does that even mean? Jelly beans are flavored like other things.
Really makes you think.
It's Kit Kat flavored jelly beans. I'm on this website called Let's Eat Cake, and this is from May of this year. Oh, May of last year, but it's updated this year. 25 Kit Kat flavors ranked best to worst. Number 1, Save the Blue Ocean Kit Kat, and this has like animals on it to let
Blue
them know,
Ocean?
to let you know that you're saving the animals by eating these Kit Kat bars. So that's the best. That's the best flavor. And let me see.
But are they flavored with anything?
They taste like fish, I guess.
Flavored with the tears of the sea.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what the worst flavor is.
Yeah. Let's get some nasty.
Give me
fucking
the
Kit
earwax Kit Kat. Yeah.
They don't have. The worst flavor, according to Let'sEatCake.com, is apple cinnamon Kit Kat, which, granted, sounds pretty good. But this person says this tastes like Claire's perfume. Not even tastes like how Claire's perfume smells, just tastes like perfume, which I can imagine would taste pretty bad.
Yeah, that's a box.
Claire's meaning Claire's the store at the mall,
Yeah,
or
the
The
just
place
some
where you
person
get your
that
ear
they know?
pierced when you're like 12.
Yes, 100%.
Or 60.
Yeah,
Or 60.
but I could totally get where it's like it just like it maybe smells okay, but then you bite it and you're like, this tastes like really chalky and like not very good. But yeah, Save the Ocean Kit Kat, apple cinnamon Kit Kat.
All right.
Gotcha.
Okay. Now let's vote on our recipes. Let me remind everybody which recipe they have. From Ben, we have Lycanroc's ramen. You put your Lycanroc in the ramen. From Ian, we have Pocky, which is
Taki.
Pocky. Taki was the Taki first or the Pocky first?
Please, Pocky first.
Okay.
Taki was my father.
God damn it.
Ian, is that your favorite joke structure?
It's pretty good.
He's got like 3 solid ones that he rotates around.
And from Evan, we have Lycanroc werewolf kibble. And for me, we have Lycan chocolate Kit Kat bars, homemade for the candy trough. Ben, I see you're furiously typing away on this poll that you forgot to make.
It's already in the chat. I don't know why you're
Nice try,
pretending.
Jeremy.
What? What is it? I gotta find it now. I can't lose.
It's
there
in
it is.
the
It was
stage.
I was looking in the wrong chat. Okay, I'm gonna vote that way. Ben, who won?
Gasp! I can't tell you. It's a tie.
What?
Let the internet decide.
Yeah. Yeah.
You sound so stoked by that.
It's just, you know how it goes. So the recipe, the people who are 50-50 is there's 2 votes for Evan and 2 votes for Ian.
Ooh, head to head. Mm-hmm. But so does that mean we both win because Jeremy mixes our names up?
Yeah, 100%.
As a team, you both win.
Yeah.
If you guys got bit by a werewolf, would you just turn into each other during the full moon?
Whoa,
I
Freaky
hope so.
Friday.
No, not Freaky
moon.
Friday. Like, Evan just turns into Ian. They don't swap bodies.
I anamorph into Ian.
Yeah.
Terrifying. I do want to say
wanna
that
see
could
the
be an
middle
interesting
stage.
What if we did like maybe not a full season, but if we did like a 10 episode run where it was like we were on teams?
Ooh, that's kind of fun.
That's good.
Though,
that idea.
I guess there would only have to be 2 teams.
Yeah, it would be
two teams of 2, right?
That is what we have to work with.
Yeah.
See, it looks
And then like who votes? You want one team votes for the other team.
We haven't figured out
concept.
teams yet.
Yeah.
Concept.
I choose
All right.
us.
Congratulations. We'll probably do Discord vote to see who wins this one.
Join the Discord if you want to vote.
Yeah. Be an active part of society and join the I Choose You Discord. All right, let's go to the next section, which is everyone's favorite section, Whale Lord's Mail Horde. Is where we read your email sent into ichoosepod@gmail.com. It's ichewspod@gmail.com. Evan, can you read Mike's email?
Mike says, this is the email I should read. Boys, Evan, Lycanroc, the 3 different wolf things. I'm keeping this one short and sweet. Proceeds to not make it that short. There's 3 forms of Lycanroc. There's 3 colors of bell pepper, capsicum capsicum for some of our friends.
Capsaicin.
We're going to start off.
I'm going to be that guy.
Yep. We're going to start off by getting all 3 frying pans hot and oiled. Chop up some onion, garlic, zucchini, mushrooms, and throw that in the pans. Toss one of each Lycanroc into a separate kitchen mulcher. Alternatively, you can use one kitchen mulcher, but clean it in between Lycanroc. We don't want any cross-contamination.
No, absolutely not.
So you throw that ground meat in with the veggie mixes. Eventually, we'll need some fine-grained rice or perhaps quinoa to add to the mixes. These 3 doggos are rock type, which I presuppose is the perfect seasoning salt for that particular form of Lycanroc. Let it get all friendly. Toss with some tomato sauce. Half your peppers, stuff them up. Toss your favorite shredded cheese on top. I'm into pepper jack blend for these good boys. Apparently, you can buy the cheese grater with a crank on the side. From Olive Garden at Olive Garden. So get one of those.
Really?
I guess Olive Garden has like a Cracker Barrel now where you can buy.
Can I just come there and be like, give me a cheese grater? I don't want any food.
Yeah. So get one of those and cheese until your heart's content. Bake at some temperature for some amount of time. Let cool and enjoy. Short email for you. Missed you boys. Jeremy, your trip sounded rad. And I'll leave you with a simple triples is best. Mike.
You know it.
Triples is best.
All right. Thanks for writing in, Mike. As always, send in your emails to ichoosepod@gmail.com. Ben, can you read a message submitted on the Discord from one Pokemaniac Chris?
This is from Pokemaniac
Are
Chris.
you not a werewolf, a pirate?
My transformation, it's beginning.
Yeah. Yar.
Yar. Okay, enough of that silliness. Here's the thing. Wolves are not good to eat. Apex predators have higher levels of environmental toxins in their flesh than other animals, and mammalian predators tend to have very lean and tough meat because of their actual active lifestyles. Wolf meat isn't actually inedible, but you're almost always better off eating what the wolf eats than eating the wolf itself. So if you want to find a traditional Alolan recipe for Lycanroc, you've got to break into the freaky shit. In ancient times, Alolan warriors used to hunt midday Lycanroc as a test of strength. It's pretty boilerplate stuff, really. You hunt the Pokemon alone, you wrestle it to the ground, you kill it with a consecrated obsidian dagger, you boil the heart in Komala log beer with some chopped executor leaves and other sacred herbs. You eat the heart to gain the Pokemon's power.
Nice.
You take the flanks and loin to make spicy jerky. You fashion the left femur into a bladed club, and then you burn the rest of the body as an offering to Tapu Koko. I know the routine, you know the routine, we've all been there. The trouble is, once in a while, some Alolan warrior who hadn't been paying attention to their shaman would try to do all of that to a midnight Lycanroc. And, well, first of all, those things are vicious as fuck. So a lot of those people just straight up got torn apart. But it's almost worse if you actually get to the, quote, eat its heart to gain its power part, because eating a midnight Lycanroc's heart sends you into a berserk rage and gives you a thirst for indiscriminate slaughter. Modern science claims there's an enzyme in the heart that binds to certain neurotransmitters and makes it physiologically impossible to calm down from an enraged state. Traditional Alolan religion says you're possessed by the angry Lycanroc spirit. Modern science has so far declined to explain descriptions of afflicted warriors' eyes glowing red, their fingers turning into claws, and their faces elongating into toothy snouts. Midnight Lycanroc hearts are obviously not a sensible thing to eat on almost any occasion, but the good news is hardly anyone ever goes berserk and kills their family from it anymore. This is because if you somehow eat one by accident, it turns out you can reverse all the ill effects with a calming limoncello LaCroix.
Ah, yes.
Wow. Ian, when you drink a calming limoncello LaCroix, do you feel like your berserker rage has been cooled?
Yeah, every time I'm getting there with the kids, I'm like, excuse me. And I go to the office and I loudly drink a limoncello.
The secret is he's always berserk.
Yeah.
Yeah. You like see like my silhouette shadow on the wall and I'm like starting to like get furry and hunchback and then glug, glug, glug. And I turn back to...
You're like, it's like a reverse Jekyll and Hyde situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's like one kid who's like, "Sir, your potion! I forgot."
You got like a little
Transformation.
You got a little butler child who has like a plate with a dome on it, and he like takes it off, and it has a limoncello LaCroix on it.
Man, that's the dream.
It's the dream.
Definitely explains why you
single
haven't
tier.
gone berserk on this episode yet. 'Cause you've had your limoncello the whole time.
Exactly.
God, you're like fucking Danny DeVito over here with his limoncello. All right, let's move on to Pick'emon. It's the section where we pick next week's Pokemon. Evan, can you give me a number between 722 and 809?
Yeah. Oh, is next week the Halloween episode?
No, Halloween is on a Tuesday, so not next week.
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
Well, bummer. All right. Well, 799.
$7.99. I feel like we did this one already, but let's see if I'm right. No, we have not done this one. This is pretty funny. Next week's Pokemon.
How funny is it?
Is Guzzlord.
Nice.
Oh no!
Time to glizz the guzz.
Yeah, we gotta
Glizz
guzz,
the
we gotta guzz this up a little bit.
Fuck.
You gotta admit, it's kind of funny. Guzzlord.
We'll be guzzling down some lords.
Yep.
What a lord. Well, I'm sure you guys all remember that the Ultra Beasts are designed after the Seven Deadly Sins. It's kind of like a whole seven situation. So
Oh, so he's like a landlord.
yeah, no, he's named after gluttony.
Oh.
Yeah,
So wait, but so I don't remember all of the Ultra Beasts, but the ones that we've done so far were Pheromosa.
we've only done one.
Which sin is that? Lust?
Sexy? Yeah.
Again, arguable. But then what is Buzzswole? Pride?
Also
Also lust.
Venus.
Also lust.
Yeah.
Also lust.
They're all lust except for Guzzlord.
Yeah.
What about the
Guzzlord.
balloon one? Where does the fucking clown fit into this one?
Ben, they're all lust except for
Except for gluttony.
Yeah.
Which is Guzzlord.
yeah, Guzzlord. That's not
Okay.
true. I just made that up because it said gluttony on it. That's his special code name is gluttony. I just clicked on Buzzswole to see what his one is, and his special one is expansion.
Oh. Oh, he expands.
Yeah.
Expanding these muscles.
Yes.
That's one of the seven deadly sins. Is
Expansion.
expansion.
Yeah.
No franchises.
Yeah. So send in your Guzzlord recipes.
Oh, jeez.
What? Do you want me to say Guzzlord some more, Ben?
No, this is just what we get for eating Pokemon and Ultra Beasts, which is
Yep.
part of what this season is all about. So it's important. We need to do this, but
We have to do this.
Someone
regretting
has
it.
to.
I'm not regretting it. I'm having a fucking great time. All right. Plugs. Where can we find you on the internet, Ben?
You can find me on the internet at Ben C. Montoya on Twitter. And you can also find me at on Tumblr at thefearandnow.tumblr.com.
All right, Ian.
Follow me at Musician Davis on Instagram. One day, mark my words, one day I will post something new. But until that time, I think what's there is fucking good enough. So go follow me.
You've been playing a bunch of gigs in real life, IRL, not online. Get off your phone. Go see Ian Davis in person.
We watch Ian play bass on our phones.
Okay. Evan.
You can follow me at E_Van on posts. And I'm just going to plug the town of Palm Springs. It's lovely.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do you plug
Consider
getting,
Palm Springs.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
plug getting caught in a time loop there?
What?
Okay. There's a movie called Palm Springs, and that's what it's about.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
yes,
that's
yes.
what it's about.
Yeah, that's
Andy
what
Samberg.
it's about. It's Andy Samberg and Kristen oh fuck, I've mispronounced her name.
The How I Met Your Mother.
Yes,
Mother.
and they're stuck in a time
You're
loop.
always stuck in that damn time loop.
Yeah,
That's true. Yeah.
time loop.
But yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
What if we had to like Groundhog's Day, but it was a day where we were recording I Choose You?
Oh, fucking kill me.
I'm just thinking about it more and more, and I'm like, this would be awful. Every day we would have to come back and be like, fuck, it's another recording.
Okay,
It's
so
another
what-
Tuesday.
One of us has to be the person Groundhog's Daying, and the rest of us
Right.
like,
I guess that's true. We couldn't all be doing it
because then we'd
together,
be like, fuck
collectively.
it, it's another Groundhog's Day. See you fucking tomorrow. Slams down the phone or whatever.
Then it would be like Russian Doll.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, right, exactly.
If one of us was Russian dolling.
And then we would stop trying to record the podcast, and then the whole time loop would be thrown out of sync, and
Yeah.
that was
Right.
the... Oh, that could be kind of nice if it was like our Russian doll moment where like we have to record the podcast for everything to work out perfectly.
Yeah.
I like that.
And
Yeah.
we make the perfect episode.
Yeah.
Every time.
And then we're like, wow, I can't believe we made the perfect episode. And then you go to bed and you wake up the next day and you're like back in the 80s or whatever.
Oh,
Season 2 of Russian
little
Doll.
season 2 action.
Yeah.
I would say that we've made the perfect episode though, so I don't know if we need
This
to even
week's
bother.
episode,
Yeah,
the most perfect, non-technically problemed episode of I Choose You.
yeah.
You can follow me on Twitter at Velocity Prime 1, on Tumblr at Velocity Prime No One, at the-avocado, Jeremy Zielik. Very good. Wrap up. This has been I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. You can find us on your favorite podcast apps, including Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, or your podcast catcher of choice. If you like our show, give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify to help us go up the ranks. If you want more I Choose You goodness, check out our social media pages, I Choose Pod on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Tumblr, and Threads. If you want to be a part of the I Choose You community, submit recipes, join community events, vote on who has the most delicious recipe. That links are in the episode description for the Discord, the I Choose You Discord. Be a part of our Discord. I Choose You Discord. It's in our episode descriptions. Join it. Lastly, but not leastly, head to our official website, ichooseyou.menu. ichooseyou.menu has a full episode archive and merch store, all designed by one Evan Aubrey. ichooseyou.menu. Okay, let's wrap up the show. I've been your host and Alton Brown of the group, Jeremy Zielik.
I've been your friend on this show, Ben Montoya.
I've been your big bad wolf, Ian Davis.
And Evan Aubrey.
And to all the choosies out there in Radioland, in a while, Totodile.
We've been consuming, presuming, leguming, cracking cans and having feasts, munching, crunching, slurping, Pokemon and Ultra Beasts. I choose you. Season 7's our destiny. Let's eat some Alolan food. I choose you.